Hello there and welcome to our final session of the Northern Ireland Travel News virtual forum in association with Jet2holidays, our Kickstart to Recovery. I think this week has been a very beneficial week for all of us, giving us a lot of confidence moving forward to brighter times. In our last session, we concentrated on the next steps of recovery with Danny Wayne, ABTA Head of Membership, Peter Shanks, Silversea Managing Director, UK and Ireland, Middle East and Africa, Aishling McLoughlin, Iberostar Business Development Director, UK and Ireland, and Alan Cross, UK Head of Trade Sales, Jet2holidays. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you very much indeed, and welcome you as our final panel for our Kickstart to Recovery Forum in association with Jet2holidays. It's great to have you all here this morning. Good morning.
Morning, Jonathan.
So we'll start off with our first question, and we'll start off with you, Alan, if you don't mind. How best can travel agents influence driving demand?
I think that's quite an easy one. They need to do what they do best, and that is be an independent travel agent and market why people should be booking through a travel agent. And there's lots of reasons to do that. You've got their experience, you've got the professionalism, their guidance, the reassurance that they give, the advice, the knowledge, and the confidence if things go wrong, they will handle it for them. So go out and sell why they should book via a travel agent.
Very good. Peter, would you like to add anything to that from a cruise perspective?
Yeah, I thought of three things. The first one is they've got this incredible relationship with their customers, with their guests, be it through their databases or keeping in touch with them. And it's proven over the last year that people love to hear from us, so love to hear from their travel agent. So they have this huge asset of a nice audience who want to know what's happening. The second thing is become an expert in the really crazy world of protocols and traffic lights and insurance. It's a minefield, but that's why people are going to need advice. So keeping up to speed with the incredibly difficult that is, with all the changing traffic lights and borders and protocols, that's what people want to know. And certainly in the cruise world, Clear can help with that. And then lastly, I think, as Alan said, just be great at what you do so well. Be confident, talk about flexibility. That's really important at the moment. So, you know, make a booking, but make it with someone who's offering flexibility. But I think all of the travel agents' guests want to know what's happening, and therefore they're in a really strong position to really live up to that wonderful expertise that they have.
Very good. Aishling?
Well, I think apart from what Alan and Peter have already said, I think it's, know your stuff, but also be realistic. You know, when we learn a bit more about this traffic light system, know which destinations the agents will be able to sell to their clients for the time being. For summer 21, when we're talking about the kind of immediate bookings, further ahead in the future, the world's your oyster. But I think for now, you need to know that information and know the traffic light systems, the PCR testing, the forms that need to be filled out, and just be the experts that you are and be positive and confident in passing that on to your clients.
Very good. And Danny, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think agents need to be proactive and visible. So whether that's locally or active on social media as well. And when it comes to high street, working together with local businesses and thinking creatively. So those that are outside of travel, that will help to drive demand, get people back to the high street and customers through the door if they have a branch, and then utilize all of the different marketing tools available. So you've got fantastic support from the likes of Jet2, Silversea and Iberostar and other suppliers that you work with. So whether that's like window displays, social media images and special offers. And then from an ABTA perspective, I'd say use our Book with Confidence message, the ABTA logo. We've created social media videos featuring ABTA members as well that members can use. And we've also got top 10 tips for booking with an ABTA member. And those can be personalized with agents' logos as well. And this is all free and easily accessible.
Yeah, the one thing that we've been chatting over the last couple of days is, you know, in the confused state of travel at the present time, travel agents are going to be needed more than ever. You know, people are happy to do it when it's simple, but when it gets a wee bit confused, you know, they want to have somebody out there who actually knows their stuff. So 100% there. The second question probably leads on to that. If we're lucky enough to get some travel very soon, in the summer and even the rest of 2021, what can travel agents do to be ready for that? Aishling, would you like to start with that one?
Yeah, well, I think start now is the first message. Build up your audience now, whether that's with your retail shop, whether that's on social media, you know, if you're a home worker, for example, and how you're contacting your clients. Build up that audience now. There's so much content out there from us suppliers, for example. And what we have found in the last year or so, and as a nation, we love our holidays. You know, that wanderlust is still there. So reawaken that wanderlust now and start getting all that content out there, so that when we do get the go ahead, we get the green light, you've got that audience there to start again getting the bookings coming in. So use us suppliers for all of that content, and yeah, start spreading the message now.
Get it out there. Danny, yourself?
Yeah, I think take the time to do some online training and refresh yourself. There's so many different webinars that are out there, and all of your suppliers and partners have got those to support you. And definitely keep an eye on the trade press going forward. So make sure you're listening to what's going on with Northern Ireland travel news. And as Peter mentioned, it's going to be a bit of a minefield when things start to open up. So making sure that you're 2 steps ahead of your customers and being able to give them information that's up to date will be really important.
Very good. Peter?
I think it's also important to stay calm and not put ourselves and yourselves and your customers under pressure, because we've all been living in a world where we get ready to do something and then it's deferred. So we're all talking about startup dates, and clearly everyone's talking about potential May 17 or June 21. And we know, for example, that the UK cruise sector is getting going in May and June. I mean, in some ways, the advice might be to push people into slightly later on bookings. You know, if things are starting up in June, well, maybe think about July, August, September, depending on how keen they are. And it's not a race. So on the one hand, we all want to sell, we all want that revenue, of course we do. But it's about just being careful and cautious, because the last thing we want to do is rush to get people to book now and then have to defer them yet again. So I think keeping calm, keeping patient, but staying right on top of the information, I think that's key, because all of us want to know, and customers definitely want to know, well, when can I do things, and will it be safe, and how will I do it, and what will the testing be? And that's probably the most important thing. And I think getting across that detail and being really confident to your customers is probably the best thing you can prepare for.
Very good. Alan, would you like to add anything to that?
Well, we've been talking and communicating with agents right through this pandemic, and my God, are they ready to go? They've been ready for a year to go. They're like a pent-up rubber band waiting to be twanged from one end of the room to the other. What they've got to look at is getting their staff knowledge right. A lot of their staff will have been off for quite a considerable length of time through furlough. Because of that, we've been running regular knowledge sessions, and the interest and the demand is there. So making sure that the staff know what they're going to be selling, know what they can sell when they come back to that part of it. And I use the word sell. Make sure they're not just ready to book. They've got to sell. They've got to make sure they kill every inquiry that comes into that agency and gets that booking. If somebody's coming through your door or calling you or contacting you on Facebook, they want to book a holiday. They're not wanting a price. They're not wanting anything else. They want to book. They want to put a smile on their family and friends' faces by saying, guess where I'm going next week, next month, next year. Find new customers. Don't just rely on your existing customers. There's a lot of new customers out there, new to the travel agents, the ones that maybe booked online before or booked through OTAs, etc. So again, look for those new customers that are out there, find them. They're looking for you. Make sure that you're accessible, not only through your opening hours, but every medium out there. Promote and tell them where you are on the high street. They may have forgotten, or they may have never known that your shop was there, or you as a home worker, how do they contact you? Where do they find you? Make sure you're accessible. And finally, proactive marketing. Remember, marketing is an investment, not a cost. And that is a big mistake that a lot of travel agents make a lot of the time. Invest a bit of money, but make sure you invest it wisely. That's my recommendation.
as you say, all of you say, it's a completely changed picture out there. You know, from 14 months ago when it all went down, and like you were just saying there, you know, travel agents, you know, over this last 14 months haven't had the clarity of when they could open up again. There's, you know, it's been refunds taking place, all that. So the next question I was going to ask was, have we forgotten how to sell, and what can suppliers do to help this? Maybe we'll start off with Alan this time. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem at all. Well, we've been getting them ready for the past 13, 14 months. And what we did was take what we do on a day-to-day basis and run a virtual program. So we've been running our virtual Partners to Success. Through that, we've been doing everything from virtual agency visits, virtual key account meetings, virtual knowledge sessions. And we've done this weekly now for over 6 months and had between 75 to over 680 attendees at each event we've done, depending on what we've done. In fact, Ash, I think you've all participated in some of those as well and been involved in it and seen the reaction that we get. The demand for knowledge is there, and that's great, so keeping them up to speed with that one. And of course, our virtual holiday shows that we've done as well, allowing agents to do things live with their customers, but also pre-recorded on their Facebook pages, which has had some great views and demands in that. And finally, our hashtag Boost My Social program, because certainly social media for the next 6 to 12 months is going to be a key part to finding those new customers out there. And we have provided free training and free guides to teach them how to get the most out of their Facebook. So what we're doing isn't anything different than we've been doing the 13 months. What we're ready to do is get the doors open and get the customers in.
And just get them motivated, because they have been in that situation where they haven't really been selling, they've just been maintaining customers. Peter,
it's time to swim, not just time to paddle in the water.
Very good. Peter, would you like to add to that?
I'm sure the passion that's brilliant in your market is still there. In fact, it's probably stronger than ever. So the brilliant way in which people look after customers and drive bookings, I don't think there's been any drop in that. Everyone is keener than ever. I think Alan made a couple of really good points. What's been really good through lockdown is the webinars. I mean, we've had a huge number of webinars with our travel agent partners and with guests and with both together. And they're so easy to set up now. And apart from having to remind everyone to go off mute every now and then, they work. And therefore, if travel agents are worried about, for example, how's cruise going to return, talk to us or talk to Clear or talk to other cruise lines, and we'll just set up a special webinar for their guests to talk about it. So that's really helpful. And then, of course, our sales teams, I'm sure all of our brand sales teams, they're all back, they're all out there, and they're really happy to help. And our reservation teams are there, they're all working from home still, but they're doing a brilliant job. They're happy to help as well. So there's a huge collective effort towards supporting the comeback. The passion is still there. The good news is people want to travel again, and people want to hear from all these wonderful holiday brands and destinations. So there's a great will from everybody. So I think the passion will come back, and the speed of return will be a little bit quicker than people think, particularly as we get into the second half of the year.
Very good. Aishling, would you like to add to that?
Yeah, well, with regards to whether we've forgotten how to sell, I don't think so. I think what it is that will bounce back. That will come back to the agents. I think what it is maybe they've lost confidence in selling because they haven't been doing it, or it's just kind of a minefield at the minute. So like the guys have said, just make sure that you're armed with all of this information that's out there. So as suppliers, we've got all that content, and we've kind of moved to this virtual world. We've had to over the past year. We've had a bit more time, not traveling around to be able to concentrate on that this past year, which actually has been really good. That will continue for us. We're not planning, we'll obviously be out at all the events as soon as we can and popping in to see all the agents and meeting them, but we will continue with this virtual world as well because it's worked out really well for us. And we've been more imaginative with the content that we've been able to come up with. So as a hotel company, we used to be quite strict with video content, for example, that we would put out there. But now our agents, our colleagues, they're in the destinations, they're in the hotels. So they'll go and take a real-time video of what the beach is looking like that day, or how it's working in the Star Camp mini club facility, and things like how it's all looking in the hotels, which has been absolutely fantastic. The agents have loved that, their clients have loved it. seeing how it's actually working. Last year, just as an example, I popped on the plane as soon as I could to Mallorca, and I took one of the first videos that I took and shared on Facebook was one of the pools in the hotel, and it was shared by agents. Agents were loving it, but also their clients, and it was viewed over 45,000 times, just because they were loving seeing it actually in action, you know. So yeah, use all this content that us suppliers can provide for you, this real-time content as well, not just all the official videos that we normally send out there.
Yeah, like you say, that personal image, you know, you can buy into that. You can see something, oh, that's Aishling, oh, that's her video. You actually can see yourself there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Danny, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, well, I think excellent salespeople have always got it in them. So yes, you might need to re-engage and get yourself back in the right frame of mind, but we can all do it. And I don't think we should forget that the travel industry is so competitive that agents always need to be one step ahead, and they're always used to that competition. And that's really what pushes them forward. And it's a really good point what Aishling just made there about the content. So also thinking through over the coming months as we start to open up, if you have clients that are in resort that are sharing their photographs or giving you feedback on social media, if they're happy for you to share that as well, and just to try and encourage more people to actually have that confidence to book and to book with you. So use all of those different tools to start to ramp up the sales.
I think, as Aishling said, you know, the trigger will be someone coming in with a smile on their face, with cash in their hand, wanting to buy a holiday, rather than coming and going, is mine cancelled? Where can I move to? What can I do? Am I getting my money back? They'll come in with a completely different attitude, and that should trigger the response from the agent themselves going, oh, great, yeah, let's sit down. I've got all the time you need, and take it from there. There's been an awful lot of holidays transferred from 2020 to 2021, and a lot of pre-bookings for 2022. Will there be enough quality stock left to meet the demand for the rest of this year and moving into the early part of 2022? Peter, would you like to start with that one?
Yes, I think from the cruise perspective, there is a comeback underway. I mean, interestingly, since last June, over 400,000 people have cruised around the world. So cruise is on its way back. And we've all heard about UK cruising. And I do believe it will be clarified, not just yet, that Northern Ireland guests can come across to the UK to join a UK cruise. And Danny mentioned competition. There are now 14 cruise lines doing round Britain cruises. So in terms of stock, there is plenty of that there. And we, for example, at Silversea have now gone on sale for the Eastern Med with the new Silver Moon starting from late June. Seabourn are also doing that. Celebrity are launching out in the Eastern Med, as are Royal Caribbean. So as the summer progresses, I think there will be enough capacity. None of us are going to try and sell full, and there'll be confidence in pricing, I think, because the prices will hold up quite nicely, which is always good for everybody. But I think there'll be enough stock. There's more than enough stock to go around the UK if that floats your boat. And as the summer opens up, then we'll start to see quite a confident return, particularly when you get into July, August, September, October, and quite a late Med season. And then, of course, we get to the back end of this year and we'll have the Caribbean kicking in. And then 2022 is absolutely successful at the moment. I don't know how my colleagues are finding it, but we're having a stunning performance on 2022 because people want to get back. They want something to look forward to. So the other thing for travel agents to really keep an eye on is that future demand for 22. Now, it doesn't always give you the best cash flow for this year, but that's where there's a real appetite. So really persuading people, get next year sorted now, get it booked, and then see how the summer develops. But from a cruise perspective, there'll be absolutely no shortage of going around the UK. And more cruise lines are now announcing their startups in the Mediterranean. And the research we've done with guests, they're very confident because they know just what cruising does for health and safety. And 95% of Silversea guests have already been vaccinated, for example. So they're pretty confident travelers, the Brits, much more confident we're finding than Australians or Americans. So I think people will come back and there will be enough.
Very good. Danny, would you like to add something to that?
Yeah, I know in my previous life I was working in holiday homes and agents maybe were struggling to get quality accommodation in the UK, particularly the larger properties. But I think the UK cruises definitely really helped with that. from an overseas perspective, I mean, destinations are desperate to welcome UK tourists as much as we're desperate to get out there. So that is a big opportunity, and there's going to be so much stock out there to welcome us. So I really would not be concerned about that, and I'd be looking out for the deals and seeing where we can send people.
Very good. Alan, your contribution?
Yeah, I can only talk from a Jet2holidays perspective, because we're a leisure business. We're not just an airline. And we've been working very closely right through this pandemic to make sure that when the light turns green and we get to go in this, that the stock is there. And we'll work very closely with the hoteliers to make sure that there's time to prepare for that. So we're talking summer 21 here. We need to get up and running. And if we can get flying by the start of July, and things are clarified about the traffic system, the traffic light system, there's affordable testing. If we know the requirements for the green, amber, red, there are countries and regions out there already saying, yeah, we'll take you willingly and we'll make it easy for you. If tour operators, if resorts, if hoteliers can get clear travel dates, they can prepare for it and get ready. But it's not a switch on, switch off thing that we can do here. We need to have a definitive date and work to that. And if customers can be reassured that they can have not only a safe and enjoyable holiday as well, yeah, we'll make sure we've got the stock there for the demand that is pent up and waiting to come.
Very good. And of course, Aishling, you have your hotels all around the world. What's your comment on that?
Yeah, luckily we do have a big portfolio of properties, and lots are open at the moment. Actually, they've been open since last June. And what we learnt last year, which is a good thing, the problem we had was the demand. When the UK market did reopen, we started opening up some hotels and actually had to reopen more properties than was originally planned because of the demand. So it was a great problem to have, to be honest. So with that, we've had to learn how to adapt really quickly. So to be able to put into place the how we care, the health and safety protocols, which has been really successful in the hotels. And throughout this time, it's just given us the knowledge of how to do that and how to adapt quickly and reopen properties as quick as we need them, really, considering the demand that comes in. Like Jet2holidays as well, I think you were great, Alan, last year with kind of diverting to where you could all the flights. For example, when one destination shut down, they put more flights to other destinations. So I think we've all learned how to do that quite quickly and how to react over the past year. So I think we'll be fine with demand, but I do think that, yes, there is going to be less availability as time goes on, and the prices will rise as well. So as soon as we get this information in May, everything crossed, the message will be for the agents to tell their clients, book now. Don't wait. Don't think you're going to get a deal for next week. Book now and make sure they get what they're looking for.
Yeah, certainly flexibility has been a key word all during the whole week. And certainly the travel industry has had to be that. This is our last panel. That was our last question. What I'd like to finish off with, if you don't mind, is it's been a great week. We've had a lot of input from different areas. But of course, we hand-selected all you guys because you're the most positive people out there in the industry. And if I could go around each one of you now and ask you for your takeaway for our travel agents and travel industry in Northern Ireland and building confidence moving forward. So if we could start off with you, Danny.
Yeah, I've been really inspired by this week's sessions, and it's been so uplifting, actually looking forward and thinking about the future, rather than talking about cancellations, amendments and problems. So let's put that in the past. Let's get back to selling. Let's get back to traveling. Let's get back to building clients' dreams for their dream holiday, because that's the industry that we work in. And we've all got this far, but the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. And Peter?
I think what really matters at the end of the day is everyone's health and safety, and things are really looking much better, which is really important. I mean, I went to the pub last night, which was a remarkable feat. But I think things are coming back for all of us, and cruising is coming back and travel is coming back. I mean, from a cruising perspective, of all the ship orders there were for future ships, not one single ship across the whole industry worldwide, where not one new order has been cancelled. And we ourselves still have 5 new ships, 3 of which have arrived already, 2 on their way. And if you think about demand, roughly 2 million people from our markets go on a cruise every year. They haven't cruised for 2 years pretty much. That's 4 million people out there, half of whom are addicted to cruising, who want to go cruising. So I think it's going to come back. And then once we look to the future of 23, 24, I mean, all of us offer incredible value for money, incredible experiences. It's so important to people's long-term health and safety. And the last thing I'd say is travel agents are in such a strong position. The old two things, and I've spent 15 years of my life being a travel agent. The two things a travel agent does is recommendation and reassurance. And there's never been a better time to recommend and reassure, and also to package themselves with proper tour operators as well. And that's a real boon as well. So I think a travel agent has never been in a stronger place than they are now to recover. And they're going to get every ounce of support from all of us and all of our tour operator and supplier partners. And good luck, get to it, but be patient, but it's definitely coming back.
That's a terrific message. Well done. And Aishling?
Well, I must say the past year has shown me what an amazing industry we are. I've never felt prouder to be part of the travel industry, the support, the partnerships going on, just keeping everyone upbeat. I found out myself, I'm definitely a half glass full kind of gal. And I don't plan on changing that now. I've still got that positivity and can't wait to get going again. So just, just everyone keep going for it, hold in there a bit longer, a few more weeks to get the green light that we need. But use this time now to prepare yourself ready for that. So you are ready when we get the go ahead with all the information that's out there. Get back into that selling mode, and yeah, get yourselves ready to get going again. Good luck.
Very good. You said you're glass half full. Being on Alan Cross's company on a regular basis, if your glass is half full, he'll fill it up. So there's no problem about that. Alan, can we finish with you?
My message would be, it's never a better time to be a travel agent when the confidence comes back. So don't screw up this opportunity that is waiting for you there. The whole of the pandemic, the trade mix of bookings has been particularly strong. It shows that the customers are wanting to book through a travel agent for a host of reasons. The demand is there just now. Currently, in the past week, 50% of the bookings are rebooked, 50% of the bookings are new bookings that are out there. And as I say, it is a great opportunity to be a travel agent. Don't miss out on this and make sure that you get your fair share of the business that's out there.
Very good. I actually used a line yesterday, or came up with a line during an interview with Julia from Advantage, which she's now stolen, I think, which says travel confidence starts with your travel agent. And I think that's what we have to do moving forward. We're looking for that confidence to travel again, and there's no better person to do it with than a travel agent, an experienced travel agent. Can I thank you very much? It actually hit the mark exactly the way we wanted to finish it off this week. Couldn't have picked better guys to do it, and I really, really appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing you all in a live context. Our first live event will take place on the 24th and 25th of August. So if you can take the time and come over and join us, I'd be delighted to have you over. In the meantime, look after yourselves, and thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much. Good luck.
Guys,
Thanks.
thank you. See you.
That's the end of our first virtual forum in association with Jet2holidays. We've had a fantastic week with incredible panelists giving up of their time to the Northern Ireland travel trade. Their knowledge and insights will help us all in our Kickstart to recovery. This would not have been possible, of course, without the generous sponsorship of Jet2holidays. And I want to say a big, massive thank you to Mr. Alan Cross. We'll hopefully be back again together soon. And Paula and the events team from Northern Ireland Travel News will keep you up to date with all our plans moving forward. The big travel trade event will take place on the 24th and 25th of August. And we look forward to meeting up with you at the Hilton in Temple Patrick and catching up with good friends. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch up again soon.